Hi, Taehyung Lovers. Welcome back to the Taehyung Lovers channel around the world. And this time, don't you dare skip the first 3 seconds, because what you're about to hear is not just an ordinary K-pop update. This is something that split the fandom, made netizens angry, and made the world fall silent for a moment. April 2026 is not music. It's a warning, a whisper that is almost unheard, then strikes consciousness, forcing everyone to ask, what is Kim Taehyung actually doing this time? No big teaser, no massive promotion, no viral formula that the industry usually uses. But that's exactly where this silent attack lies. While other idols compete to enter trending, Taehyung instead destroys the way trending itself works. He doesn't chase the algorithm. He forces the algorithm to chase him. And at this point, one burning question arises. Is this still K-pop? Or has Taehyung already stepped outside that system? In this video, we will break everything down to the root. No filter, no small talk. Starting from the controversial work Into the Sun, which is called Too Quiet, yet considered genius by industry insiders. The vocoder experiment that makes listeners uncomfortable but unable to stop listening. To the shocking confession from producers who worked directly with Pdogg and Tyler Johnson, who described this recording moment as something that cannot be repeated in their career history. We will also discuss why Taehyung's seemingly relaxed photos actually carry an aura that makes the public misunderstand, why reactions are split between genius and too strange, and most importantly, why this move could quietly change the direction of the K-pop industry. With BTS, Taehyung has already been huge, but in April 2026, he is no longer just huge. He is starting to become uncontrollable by expectations. So if you think this is just an ordinary song, you are completely wrong. Because what we are discussing today is a moment when an idol stops following the rules and starts creating new ones. Write your opinion in the comments. Team Genius or Team Too Far? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And most importantly, share and make this video go viral, so the world continues to see the real side and kindness of Kim Taehyung that not everyone dares understand. April 2026 is not music. It's a warning, a whisper that is almost unheard, then suddenly pierces consciousness, making anyone who hears it stop, frown, and unconsciously ask, what just happened? April 2026 did not begin with the roar of a stage or an explosion of promotion. There was no big countdown, no loud marketing strategy. Yet, that is exactly where the shock lies. The world was not prepared, and perhaps was never ready, for what Kim Taehyung did this time. In a music industry landscape that is getting louder, where every release competes to go viral in seconds, Taehyung does the opposite. He slows everything down, forcing the world to feel, not just consume. And that is where the debate begins, whether this is still K-pop or something that has surpassed the definition itself. April 2026 becomes another point in Kim Taehyung's artistic journey, a moment when the world is once again forced to pause, listen, and acknowledge that what he creates is not just a song, but a living emotional experience. Global attention is focused on his latest work, Into the Sun, a composition that not only combines lyrical sensitivity, but also bold sound experimentation. In his creative process, Taehyung uses the vocoder not as a typical tool, but as a medium to deliver layers of emotion that are difficult to reach through conventional vocals. The result is a sound that feels distant yet intimate, like an echo of feelings walking between hope and loss. For some listeners, this approach feels unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. But for music observers, that is precisely where the artistic value lies. The courage to reject formulas that have proven commercially safe. A music producer directly involved in the project, alongside Pdogg and Tyler Johnson, gave a statement that is now spread widely across platforms such as Twitter, YouTube, and Google. He described the early moment of the song's creation as something that cannot be repeated. In his memory, Taehyung stood in front of the microphone with almost meditative calm, holding the vocoder as if it were an extension of his own emotions. In the background, simple chords were played, almost minimalist. Yet from that simplicity emerged something far greater. There was a point when we all realized, he said, that what we were witnessing was not a normal process. It was a moment when an idea transformed into something beyond all of us. This statement emphasizes that Taehyung's genius lies not only in technique, but in his ability to create an emotional connection that feels both personal and universal. The circulating photos further strengthen this narrative. On one side, Taehyung appears relaxed, almost like an ordinary individual immersed in his creative process. But on the other side, he transforms into a figure with an indescribable charisma, sharp gaze, powerful aura, and a dominating presence. These two sides are not contradictions, but a complete identity. He is an artist who is calm in creation, yet explosive in expression. In Into the Sun, this duality is clearly felt. A work that is soft yet striking, quiet yet resonant. Public reactions are divided. Some call it genius, while others question his artistic direction. But it is precisely from these differences that the work proves successful. It triggers discussion, emotion, and reflection. Recognition of Taehyung's ability is no longer limited to fans or certain industry circles. With BTS, he has long been known as a figure with a strong artistic vision. But in April 2026, that vision reaches a more mature and daring form. He no longer simply follows global trends. He begins to shape them. In the context of modern music, where many artists are trapped in market expectations, Taehyung's move feels like a statement that true art does not always have to be easy to accept, but it must be honest. Perhaps that is where Kim Taehyung's true strength lies, not only in creating beautiful songs, but in creating experiences that force listeners to feel, even when those feelings are uncomfortable. Behind every note in Into the Sun, there are layers of complex emotion, reflection, loss, hope, and honesty that is rarely found in mainstream music production. He does not offer sterile perfection, but a living reality. Now, the question is no longer whether this work will succeed commercially, but whether the world is ready to accept the new direction offered by Kim Taehyung. Because when an artist begins to transcend the boundaries of genre and expectation, he does not just create music, he creates change. And for those who truly listen, Into the Sun is not just a song, it is an experience, an emotional journey that not everyone is ready to face. And now, we arrive at a point that not everyone is ready to admit. April 2026 is not music, it's a warning. And what Kim Taehyung has done is not just a release. This is a shift that quietly shakes the industry. The question is simple but uncomfortable. Do you hear it as a masterpiece, or are you simply not ready to understand it yet? Thank you for watching until the end. If you feel this content opens a new perspective, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. But if you disagree, that's okay. Taehyung Lovers channel never forces. That's exactly where the discussion begins. Now it's your turn to speak. In your opinion, is this a genius move or too far? Write it in the comments, because your opinion could become part of this bigger story. Hard news, this movement is not over. The next signal is already starting to appear, and if it truly happens, the impact could be far greater than we imagine. Stay tuned for the next updates only on Taehyung Lovers. Keep following every update about Kim Taehyung, because what we see today might just be the beginning. That concludes our meeting. Thank you, stay safe, and see you again.